Chiefs Kingdom, it's Christmas Day, and we're previewing what feels like another tough chapter in an already brutal season. Kansas City hosts the Denver Broncos at Arrowhead, but unlike most of our holiday previews in the Mahomes era, this game doesn't feel hopeful whatsoever. The Chiefs are 6-9 and officially out of the playoffs, and decimated by injuries, including Patrick Mahomes and Gardner Minshew, both sidelined with torn ACLs in back-to-back weeks, and now QB3 Chris Oladokun is under center. Denver, however, comes in at 12-3, still fighting for the AFC's top seed and a shot at home field advantage through the playoffs. So let's talk about what to expect, what Chiefs fans can look forward to, and why this game, even in a disappointing season, still matters. Now, what does this game mean? This game has very different stakes for both teams. For the Broncos, who are at 12-3, they're still in the race for the AFC's top seed and need this win to keep momentum against the Patriots. I really miss when we were the top seed for like the last decade. Now, Denver's defense is top tier and their offense is solid, and a Christmas Day win could keep them on track for this. For the Chiefs, who are at 6-9, there are no playoffs. Our season is effectively over. I cannot believe that our season is over and it happened in early December. This game is a roster evaluation game, a chance to see younger players and depth pieces, especially now with QB3 starting. It could be a retro Christmas night game where pride and culture are on the line more than wins. And remember, Denver hasn't won in Arrowhead in a long time. So even just scoring points here could be a minor moral victory in this environment, but I don't like the moral victories. Not in football. Okay, let's talk about the current roster and the injuries because we've got an injury list the size of a CVS receipt. And so we're going to be seeing, hopefully, a lot of really young players step up. Now, Rashi Rice, concussion protocol. Tyquan Thornton, concussion protocol. Nico Remigio, there's a knee issue. Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, they're limited or out for this game. So, and as we know, QB1 and QB2 have torn ACLs. It's 'tis the season, I suppose. And so, therefore, Chris Oladokun is starting for the first time. Now, the Chiefs are playing with a heavily thinned offensive roster, especially at those skill positions, y'all, and a third string QB with limited game experience. On the Broncos side, some Broncos are limited, but most starters are practicing and available, and they enter this game with significantly better health and a clearer game plan. Now, the key game storylines to look for. Broncos, they're eyeing that AFC top seed. They want this Christmas night win to stay ahead of the Patriots in the AFC standings. They'll bring urgency and talent to this game. For us on the Chiefs side, this better be an evaluation mode game. With no playoff hopes, the Chiefs should treat this as a chance to evaluate young talent, give real reps to the backups, and see who fits into the 2026-2027 plans. This is a meaningful loss if it helps identify future contributors. So let's not waste this time, y'all. Now, we're also looking at QB3 in the spotlight. Chris Oladokun gets his first full start, and it's a huge opportunity for him to show poise and future potential. Reed and Nagy will simplify and build confidence, hopefully, rather than press for hero plays. We don't have room for hero plays. Now, the Arrowhead history is on the line as well because the Broncos haven't had much luck in Kansas City. So if they win on Christmas Day here, it's going to be historic by the numbers as well. This also is a legacy moment for our Chiefs veterans. And amongst the rumors, y'all, stay with me here. This could be a final Arrowhead home appearance for Travis Kelce potentially. And of course, it's a chance to honor our veterans in a very tough season. Even in a dismal year, there are meaningful emotional narratives, and we can't completely discount what all of the team has done throughout the season, even as a whole, even if as a whole it feels like it's not very much because we are so used and so spoiled by the excellence that we've seen over the last decade. Now, there are some keys to the game. We need to execute wisely on offense. With the Oladokun, keep the plays short and efficient. And we need the run game, okay? That run game support is going to be very essential in this game. Let's not press for big shots. Let's manage possession. Defense also has to create turnovers in this game. This is going to be a major equalizer if this defense can force mistakes and flip field position. Our special teams in this game, it really matters. because with this being a low scoring prediction game, a single kick or a return could decide this game. And unfortunately, the only thing consistent about our kicker this year is his inconsistency. So this scares me even more so, even though I'm just watching for S&G at this point. Yeah. Okay, winning the line of scrimmage is another key here. Both sides up front will determine how many clean plays Oladokun gets. And then, of course, culture play. We need to finish strong and with effort because that matters for team identity heading into next year. All right, now, my score prediction in this game, I'm basing this off of Denver's stronger roster and their playoff stakes. The fact that their Chiefs are on QB3 and heavy injuries, and the Broncos are heavy favorites to win this week. Now, my score prediction here is the Chiefs lose. Broncos are going to take it 27-14. And the reason for this is because I think that the Broncos are going to score early and control the ball. The Chiefs will rack up some positive plays, but we won't be able to sustain drives, just like we've seen over the last couple of weeks and throughout the season. The defense steps up occasionally, but the offense is going to stall a little too often for our defense's efforts. And then this game, y'all, it's not going to be about a blowout, but it's going to be a respectful win for Denver for sure. And hopefully, it will be a development game for Kansas City's future pieces. I'm really hoping that that's the case. So let them play. Now, Chiefs fans, what can we take away from this? We want to see, even in a tough season, the things that we can still watch for is watch for the younger players to step up. Look and see how Oladokun leads under pressure. What's the effort from our veterans going to look like? And what players do we want to see on the roster in 2026? So this isn't going to be just about, hey, we're going to lose on Christmas Day, but it's going to be a pivot towards next year. We get to analyze who fought, who flashed, and who's worth keeping around. So there's a lot that's happened in Chiefs Kingdom over the last 10 days, 2 weeks or so, y'all, between Patrick Mahomes' torn ACL and changing the face of what we know as our Mahomes era and this quote unquote dynasty at an end. And then, of course, the news that Arrowhead Stadium will be no more, as we will be relocated to Wyandotte County beginning in 2031. So a lot has hit us over the last 2 weeks, but together we will make it through. I know there's a lot of emotions on the table, but you know what? It's Christmas. So go spend the time with your loved ones. Leave your comments and thoughts below, but spend the time with your loved ones. And as always, go Chiefs.